resolution that you would be able to break free of all defilements, become pure in body, speech and mind.
Candlelight symbolizes the light of wisdom that glows in every inner self. This is the same light of supreme truth that Lord Buddha granted to the world.
To improve the quality of life, the first thing to do is to cultivate the quality of the mind.
But the tradition of meditation as part of Buddhism in Thailand have created
Sawadee. Welcome to Meditation for All program. My name is Joy Vanishagun and I will be guiding you through the program today. We will learn more about the 10 perfections today. Prat Nicholas Tanisaro will explain the 7 and the 8 perfections, which are Satya Barami, means the perfection of the truthfulness. You have to be sincere, be on time, and keep your promises, and trying the best of your ability to reach the goal, and be realistic, not to let yourself down. And lastly, he also teaches us of the 9 perfections of loving kindness, or Metta Barami. As an example of water, give coolness to any human beings and any creatures.
As you know, there are many different sorts of patience which we've mentioned. Patience against physical hardship, patience against physical pain, patience against mental upset, especially conflict of personalities, for example, patience against temptation, so not to be taken in by things which tempt you, and last but not least, patience in the face of criticism. No one likes to hear criticism, but if you're patient enough to listen to people who are kind enough to point out your faults, then that is a very good shortcut to improvement as well. So the next pair we come to is the pair of truthfulness and also resolution, what's known as Satya Barami and Adhitthana Barami. Truthfulness is more than merely telling the truth, but it is also being sincere in everything which you do. So, for example, if you are going to be someone's friend and you have the perfection of truthfulness, then you would be their friend whether they find themselves in good times or in bad times. If you are truthful, then you would always do your work to the best of your ability. If you are truthful, then you would be on time. If you are truthful, then if you make a promise, then you keep it, for example. So truthfulness can apply to many aspects of our life apart from merely our words or the things we say. It means that you don't waver from what you have set yourself. But it also means that you have to be realistic about the targets which you set yourself. Because if you know you're going to have to keep your word, then you shouldn't promise things which you cannot guarantee. So it means that you must have an accurate idea about what your own powers or potential are. If you set the target for yourself to meditate 4 hours a day, then you have to know that it's realistic so that you don't let yourself down. So a lot about truthfulness in terms of the perfections is to know your own strength so that you don't let yourself down. When the Bodhisattva was talking about truthfulness, he mentioned the metaphor of the morning star, which never deviates from its orbit. Every morning, the morning star will come up in the sky in the same place. So much so that you can even set your compass by it if you are a traveler. As for the perfection of resolution, adhitthana, normally we think of this as merely making a wish. Our teacher talks about it as setting the boundaries for how we would like the merit in our lives to help us in the future. So we know that if we do meritorious deeds but we are not clear about how we would like that merit to help us, then sometimes it can come out in ways which we don't particularly need or want. So for example, the person who wants to follow Kunyai in every lifetime may end up as a chicken who's running along after her tricycle instead of following her to pursue perfections in every lifetime. So whatever boundaries you set for yourself, then it may not be, you have to be thorough in your thinking. So making a wish alone is not good enough, you have to make the merits too. But to have a clear idea of what you're aiming for, this is what we call adhitthana paramita. And the purpose is that we don't backslide. If we make a wish often enough, then we tend to make the extra effort to make sure we reach the goal which we set for ourselves. It's a way of ensuring that we don't backslide. This is especially important for someone who wants to go on to be a Buddha, because there are so many other choices which fall short of Buddhahood. For example, if the Buddha became lazy part of the way through the time when he was the Bodhisattva, maybe he would settle just to be a Pacceka Buddha. You know what a Pacceka Buddha is? Yeah, sometimes they're known as a silent Buddha. They have the same level of enlightenment as a Buddha, but they don't have the ability to teach other people. So for a Pacceka Buddha to arise in the world is great, but no one else can learn anything from them. But their presence is good for the world, but they don't have the ability to answer others' questions and so on. If he had lowered his sights further still, then maybe he would just settle for being one of the leading disciples of a Buddha who was someone else. Someone like Sariputta or Moggallana. If he had lowered his sights yet further, maybe just to be an arahant, be an enlightened one. But it's good enough, you still get to break free of rebirth. Or lower than that, maybe a stream enterer or something like that. So to keep up his goal, he needed this perfection of resolution. And this is why it said that for every good deed which you do, you should always make a resolution to. At the very least, the resolution that you would be able to break free of all defilements, become pure in body, speech and mind. The Bodhisattva made the metaphor for the cultivation of resolution, that he would have resolve which was as steadfast as a mountain, which would not be shaken by the winds which blew from the four directions. The last pair we come to, number 8 and number 9 of the 10 perfections. Sorry, number 9 and number 10 of the 10 perfections. Again, you can see them as a pair. Number 9 is the perfection of loving kindness, metta barami. The Bodhisattva saw that if he had to go looking for disciples, then that would be again an obstacle to his doing the duty to spread wisdom to the world. So he thought that if he made himself endearing enough to others in the world, people would come looking for him. He would not have to go looking for them. And this would make his vocation in spreading wisdom to the world a lot easier. The perfection of loving kindness is something which he compared to that of the cooling waters of a river. Just as the river would give coolness to anyone who bathed in it, whether they were rich or poor, whatever caste they came from. In such a way, he would give solace to all who came to him without choosing who he gave his teachings to. He would offer the same love to all. In fact, loving kindness is often compared to the love of a mother for their child, because it's a love where a mother cannot bear to see her child suffering and would therefore do anything in her power to help her child break free of suffering. In the same way, the Buddha would show his loving kindness to do anything necessary to relieve the people of the world from suffering. Just as if all the people in the world were like the children to the Buddha. So this is where the expression comes from, that by embracing Buddhism, by working for Buddhism, it's like you become a mother or a father to everyone in the world without any favoritism.
We will get the idea about the Shettiya, the palace of the Buddha. The way we pay homage to the Shettiya is the same way we pay respect to the Lord Buddha. In Buddhism, the candlelight is the symbol of wisdom. Lighting the candle to pay homage to the stupa, a dome-like structure where some of the relics of Lord Buddha are enshrined. We will know the meaning of the triple layer of Shettiya, which is the symbol of triple gems.
Satya, the palace of Buddha. Traditionally, every day before dusk, homage is paid to the local stupa, or satya in Thai, with a lit candle. symbolizes the light of wisdom that glows in every inner self. This is the same light of supreme truth that Lord Buddha granted to the world. Paying homage by candlelight is to respect the Buddha's Dharma, to receive its light, and express gratitude to Lord Buddha. The triple-layered satya is the symbol of the triple gem of Lord Buddha, his Dharma, and the Sangha all together. At the center of the satya is seated his relics. According to scholars, the architecture represents his physical body, and the relics inside his Dharma body or his truth body. Some scholars say the satya is the palace of Buddha, so paying homage to the satya is to salute the Lord Buddha. To softly chant, to meditate, or to make a wish are all possible by candlelight in front of the satya, because it is as if they are in front of the Lord Buddha himself. Ashoka the Great, a famous emperor of ancient India, is claimed to be the originator of this ceremony, Satya Puja, or paying homage to the Satya. Every evening, this sacred ceremony would be performed. At the satya of Wat Phra Dhammakai, this ancient ceremony is still performed every evening, as a mark of respect for the peace of mind that the Triple Gem brings. The Maha Dhammakai Satya is crowned with 1 million personalized Buddha images donated by peace lovers worldwide to create a focal point not just of this temple, but of Buddhism itself.
And next, let's join Pasom Sakpiya Zero to cultivate a peaceful mind, and you will find that happiness is actually within you.
Welcome everyone again to this meditation. Hope you have been enjoying very much the method of meditation. If you are newcomers, don't worry. I will give a short review of the basic principles. We have been learning so many times, and you have been hearing so many times as well, the term, the turning point. The turning point is where the traffic of the breath takes turn. For example, let's try. We breathe in deeply, and then we would notice that inside the body, down to the stomach, the in-breath will take a stop and then starts to go out. This is a moment where inhale turns exhale. Besides the moment, it is also the position inside the body. It is where the inhale turns exhale. That is the point where we focus in meditation. Isn't it easy? Now remind the point inside the stomach, even with the eyes open. Right, this is easy. In Buddhist culture and all the Oriental philosophy, the mind is the master of the body. To improve the quality of life, the first thing to do is to cultivate the quality of the mind. We have learned from previous sessions that the inner you inside at the turning point, this is a real self where we will cultivate the quality of life. So let's try meditation in practice together. Breathe in deeply and then close the eyes gently. Stay where the breath turns out at the turning point inside the stomach. The mind stays inside the stomach at this very center of the body. As we have learned a bit that the shape of the mind is round in all dimensions. It is round in a sphere form like the crystal ball. Crystal ball is bright when reflected with the light. Crystal ball is clear because it is crystal. It is clear, crystal clear. It is also bright from the light reflection. It is situated at the turning point. Now let's stay for a few seconds to be familiar with the existence of the crystal ball at the center of the body. And we nurture the moment of tranquility by doing nothing. Just observe the vision of the crystal ball right at the turning point. Let's imagine that we are just a child, so innocent of all illusions or differences. all hatred and so on. So free from all illusions. So innocent to the beauty of love and warmth of the world. When the quality of the child is back, we can enjoy even more peace at the center of the body. Feel the peace inside, even if the image of the crystal ball is not that clear. But the feeling of peacefulness inside is so clear. And then make sure that we are all relaxed. Relax both physical body and relax the mind. What we would do now is to relax and then remind of the existence of the crystal ball. Remind of the center. Then relax even more and remind again the existence of the center. Relax again, even better, and then remind of the center. On and off again and again. Relax and remind of the image of the crystal ball. The image of the crystal ball has an alternative. We can think of the bright dot of little star at the turning point as an alternative to the round crystal ball. Relax even more and remind of the bright dot right in the core of the crystal ball. As long as we have the bright dot, we get hold of the existence of the real self inside. In this meditation session, we'll learn to relax even more at the center of the body. Just feel free to have or not to have the vision of the crystal ball. If for some reason we don't want the vision of the crystal ball, just let go of it. And then to certain moment, we would like to take a look, observe the sphere of crystal. Just do it. As long as we relax all over the body, relax all over the mind. Just relax and then remind of the bright dot of the existence of the real self. It is now time for sharing. To share peace and happiness from inside in practical way is also easy. We will expand the diameter of the crystal ball from the inside. But it is easier when we transform the image of the crystal ball into bubbles. The series of bubbles coming in, expanding, and gone. The first bubble appears at the center, expands to all directions, and then bigger and bigger and gone. The second bubble arrives, expands, bigger, bigger and gone. When it is bigger, it carries with it our good wishes to all mankind, to every nation, every race, every fork of life, regardless of geographical limitation. The next bubble arrives, expand, carrying our good wishes to everyone, everywhere, and gone. The next bubble comes in, expands, and gone. This is the continuous series of bubbles expansion, again and again, smooth, soft, serene, but really powerful, expanding our good wishes, expanding, sharing all the happiness and peace of mind to everyone. Now we observe the emergence of the series of the bubbles for a while. It is continuous without managing. And then we slowly open up to see the world which is a better world after meditation. See how the world looks better after our meditation. The happiness from meditation. See you next time.
Today, we welcome back Mr. Itai Bowing. Mr. Bowing had joined the meditation retreat for the second time in Leh Province at Suan Pa Himawan to complete his knowledge of his meditation without any interruption. Even he is in different religions, he sincerely accepts the lost Buddha's teaching and adapted the teaching into his own belief. He loves group sharing, environment, and the contribution of everybody during the retreat, which had changed his heart and the center of his mind to the success of his meditation.
Swadika. Welcome to Suan Pa Himawan, the Middle Way Meditation Retreat Program in Leh Province. My name is Jantipa Vanishgun. I'll be with you during the interview sessions today. The objective of today's sessions is to introduce our audience the Midway Meditation Program and some of the people who have been at the meditation center in Leh. We have the opportunity during our program to interview each sessions, and some of the people who have had the opportunity of spending some time at the meditation center in northeastern Thailand. Today we have Mr. Itai Boeing from Germany, who had been with us from the last interview at Suan Phet Kyaw. Mr. Boeing had signed up for the second session right after the first session, and he would like to share with us his progress in meditation experience. Sawadee ka.
Sawadee krap.
Welcome back to Meditation for All program. How are you today?
Thank you. I want to say I feel very honored to be again invited for this interview. I feel very well. It is almost the end of this retreat, and I think I changed from the time before until this day.
Okay. And you had spent some time at the Midway Meditation Retreat in Chiang Mai, and now you're back again, but different location. What is your inspiration for joining the second session right after the first one?
When I finished this retreat in Suan Phet Kyaw, I had the impression this is just the beginning of a way that needs to be continued, and I wanted to continue this way and not interrupt it at a certain point and not complete it.
Not complete. It's like your session should be just you need to continue your sessions, right?
Yeah. This is, and it happened. It happened. Yeah.
Okay. And any different lifestyle since you finished your first sessions in Suan Phet Kyaw?
Yeah, I have to say that after this first retreat, I went to Chiang Mai and I participated in a course for massage teachers at Thai Massage School, Chiang Mai, DMC. And one day, the director of this school asked me, "Itai, you're always smiling. What happened to you?" And I think this is...
He said that he noticed that like you have more smile, much more.
Yeah, maybe it's like that. And so I didn't have an answer. I think it was because of that. Maybe, I don't know.
Because of that.
But it is a nice reason.
Nice reason.
Yeah.
Nice compliment, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could share with us your progress of your meditation then.
Yeah, I want to say and to thank particularly Pra Burin, because there was one group sharing here during this retreat about our meditation experiences, and I loved this group sharing because everyone talked about his personal or her personal difficulties during this meditation, all kinds of difficulties, and Prabhurin was able to encourage everyone and to give like an advice, and I liked it a lot. I thought when I was starting to talk about my own experiences, I will be like an enfant terrible, someone who is just saying not constructive things, but things that are not very well received. But it was not the case. He thought everything is correct, everything may happen as it happens, and you're doing well and continue on your way, and nothing is wrong. And because sometimes if I do something not very well, I think, oh, am I guilty? Do I do something which I shouldn't do? So this was not the case. And after this session, I felt so happy. And then the next meditation session, which was 1 hour, and it was the longest I ever had, and I didn't feel any pain, or there was a little bit of pain, but I could just ignore it and go through this hour meditation, and it was only good. And I think I concluded from that it is not just going into meditation, closing your eyes and getting this position, crossed legs, and putting your right hand on your left one and so forth. But it is also like, what is the surrounding? And then I want to say again, thanks to everyone who is working at this place, having constructed, had the idea, and planting all these trees and flowers, and to everyone around us, that this changes my heart, changes the center of my mind, and also was contributing to the success of that meditation. I was so happy afterwards.
That's the progress.
Yeah,
That's to make your meditation better. You know what you say. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your positive change after meditation? What do you think? Because besides that, you have a lot of smile on your face.
Yeah. Then I have to thank another person.
Okay.
You may remember at the last session, last retreat, there was a photographer, a wonderful photographer, Kun Jo, and he made a wonderful slideshow of everyone. Usually, when I see myself on pictures, I don't like myself. I see, do I look like that? Oh, that is not very good. But he was able to present a movie of all of us, and there were also like pictures of myself. And when I looked to these pictures, I said, this is very positive. And so I got another way of positive relation to myself. And I think this is a result or something that I took from that first retreat, and it's so wonderful.
So is that, can we call that confident in yourself?
More self-confidence, yeah.
More self-confident.
Right, yeah. I'm lacking that, and so I got some.
So you're talking about the pain. So remember, you're talking about you have a pain in your legs, but you said just now you still have pain, but it's the pain is reducing. You hardly have anything right now.
Yeah, today we have had a meditation in the morning, and I was surprised it is already over. I
you haven't feel the pain.
You're right, and that. I say, I never was sitting on a chair. They offered us to sit on a chair, which is more comfortable for us Westerners. We don't have this pelvic bone in the way as Asians have it in order to sit cross-legged or in this half lotus position, posture. But I think you can train that. And always I was sitting with all this pain, and maybe it is not the way the monks would like me to sit, like forcing me to something, but I think this helped me to get more used to this way of sitting.
You mean the cross-legged lotus position?
Yeah, right, and to adapt to it. And I think also, I think a little bit of pain is also good to stay alert or to stay concentrated and not to sleep or to fall asleep or to get
and to
tired.
keep you focused on your
right,
meditation.
Right.
Whereas you don't mind the pain right now.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay. What is your feeling of a day after you have a good meditation?
Yeah, this is like I have
you keep on smiling.
I have a better relationship to myself, as I said, and this smiling that might be just a technique. I change the shape of my mouth and open my eyes and so forth. But I think the smile can be also something different. It can come from your heart, and it can come from the center of your mind, the center of your personality, and it is really like opening up or like talking without words, but just with your face to someone else and transferring goodness, transferring not only politeness, being polite, but also like something loving kindness. This is one of the central terms of the morning session, and spreading loving kindness. And when I hear these words of the teaching monk who is guiding us through this session and asking us to spread loving kindness to the relatives and to the people in that room and to the people in Province Loei and to people in Thailand and neighboring countries and all over Asia and all over the world, and then far away into my home country, I think this is something that that moves me a lot. That is very touching.
That's a feel. Is what you mean is like you feel like you want to share love and kindness more to people when it's just like open your heart for it.
And when I'm centered in my own center, I can give it that, as I said about these photos, when I can accept myself and be in peace with myself, I can also spread loving kindness to other people, even though I don't know them, you know.
And you're like to do that, you're willing to do that to people you don't know. It's very nice. Okay. And what is the most impressive experience that you have received from this retreat?
I think, you know, the day after tomorrow I will be in Berlin, which is now in winter, or I think so, but I know now it's very cold, and it is a city, it is very different from the surrounding here, and I think it will be necessary to take something of this warmth and of this beauty and of all of your faces that I see around with me and try to hand it over to the people I meet there.
You would like to share your knowledge to people in Berlin?
Yeah, it is the knowledge, but it is also this attitude, you know, this emotional warmth that I could receive here at this place. And not only at this place, particularly here, but also where I am, you know, at this massage school in Chiang Mai. I don't know very much about Thailand yet, but whatever I have met there, this was like warmth, friendliness, and this I try to keep with me within my wherever.
Okay, wow, I have to say thank you for that compliment you just said.
Very welcome.
Okay, as you are in the different religions, right? But you had joined all the activities here, right? And even chantings or everything that they do here. What is the reason that make you open up to the teaching of the Lord Buddha and also meditation?
Yeah, this is a very good question. I was thinking about it and it was bothering me in the beginning when I came to this first retreat. How do I relate as an observing Jew to all this, what I'm exposed here to? And I want to say several things. First of all, I learned that you don't perceive Buddha, Lord Buddha, as God. So when I was afraid of doing idolatry here, I was learning that this is not. He is a human. He was a human being, and he was teaching, a great teacher, a wise man. And I, as a Jew, I always try to look over the edge of the dish and what is being taught or what is being learned or what are the wise men teaching and women, wise men and women teaching elsewhere. And I think it is necessary to take the good ideas, in this case from Buddhism, also with me and to learn it. You know, I think I said it in the last interview and I will repeat it because it is not very well known. In the center of the 5 books of Moses, in the 3rd book, in the very center of that book, there is written, love your neighbor as yourself, I'm God. And almost the same sentence is to be found in one of the teachings of Lord Buddha. And I think this is one thing I take with me, so I'm not afraid of learning it and what I've learned here. And also there are differences. And so I learn about myself better after having learned about the differences that are, of course, between Buddhism. We are different people, we are different religions, different beliefs. So, and this sharpens my mind about my own outlook, about my own belief. And I want to say another thing, add another thing. I would like to talk to a wise rabbi about one thing that that is a real question to me. You know, there is one prayer in Judaism, you say it twice a day, where you cover your eyes and look into yourself and say that God is one and unique God. And why do you cover your eyes? To concentrate? Why do we in meditation close our eyes? Also to concentrate. And then I connect it with one of the prayers that you say every morning as a pious Jew. I praise the Lord that He has, the King of the universe, that He has created me in His image. Created me in His image. So I look into myself and look at the center of myself and seeing myself as being created in the image of God. And I think there is some connection between meditation, focusing, concentrating on the center of, or putting the center of my mind into the center of my body, or connecting both parts, I would say, of my soul, and Buddhists say of mind. And I think there are things that are helping me to concentrate, having learned meditation. And so there's a new dimension of being observant too. You know? And that's
It's
a great thing.
Okay, it's like you combine meditation, you combine the center of your body, right?
Yeah.
And into what your religion, what the religion has been teaching you, right? And it works very well to you. And what you mentioned earlier, that because you mentioned about Lord Buddha teaching, what you're saying is like he's teaching like international teaching, right? It's not everybody in every religion can try that, can take that to use as a guideline, right? And keep practicing too.
I just want to say it was also something new to me, and I think this is very important, having learned, that Buddhism is not a religion, I want to say now, that excludes other. Rather than you are welcome, you may join us, you don't have to throw away everything that you are believing, but you can come as you are, and you come join us and do meditation. Meditation,
Meditation is for everybody. Then it just matter that who you are. It doesn't matter what nationality you are or any religions that you believe. Meditation, that the things that you can join. Everybody in this world can join.
I would say I wouldn't pray with Buddhists. You know, this is different.
Yes.
But I think meditation, I feel very welcome, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I think there was no bad thought about me being part of this retreat and staying how I am. There was no intention to proselytize or to having me converted to Buddhism. I could stay as I am and just was welcome
to try the new technique.
Right.
Welcome to try a new technique. Okay. What is besides that? You said you're gonna share your knowledge to the people that you know when you go back to Berlin, right? Any things that what is the inspiration after this session besides that reason?
You know, I learned here after doing every day 4 hours of meditation, very early in the morning, and then later in the morning, then in the early afternoon.
Without pain, without falling asleep?
No. I got enough sleep, and I got enough food, and I got enough attention of everyone. And so this was wonderful. And I changed. Maybe it is. I'm a slow person, I'm not changing from one day to the other, and 7 days will do something, maybe not a complete change of everything, but it changes. And I think there is some sort of more peace within myself. I can well accept the idea of coming to peace with yourself and then spreading peace also to others and helping the world to come to peace. There are so many conflicts in the world. And I want to say, I believe that the tradition of meditation, maybe there are also other traditions, but the tradition of meditation as part of Buddhism in Thailand have created a non-confrontative culture in Thailand. I've never had any conflict in Thailand. I've never had any debate in Thailand as long I'm here 4 months now. And I think this is a wonderful example how a society can function. And I'm very thankful having been hosted by your wonderful country for a while in order to learn this. And the meditation retreat contributed to this. Its part, and I think it was not the smallest part. Thanks a lot.
Thank you to you too. I have to say I'm very, very honored to have you back for this retreat to give our people the knowledge about that. It doesn't matter what religion you are, you can join it. And the Lord Buddha teaching is not just for the Buddhists, it's just a standard teaching. Everybody, if they are interested, they can take that and practice that, just as meditation, and make the place to this world. Right? Well, thank you very much for joining us. Maybe, hopefully, you can come back again as next retreat.
Thank you.
Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ As you see, meditation is the way you can find true peace. It might look different, but if you keep practicing, you will find what you are looking for. Thank you very much for joining us. See you again. สวัสดีค่ะ
I hope you have enjoyed our wonderful program. Your comments and questions are most welcome and can be sent to our email address at meditationforall@gmail.com. I have to say goodbye for now. Wish you enjoy your meditation. See you again next time. สวัสดีค่ะ